Warning, this review will contain spoilers, and if you haven't seen the episode in the last 4 days and decide to go past this point, it's your own fault, so don't get mad at me.
Yay!
Rainbow Dash's parents make their long-awaited debut this week. Will it be a triumphant landing, or will they crash and burn? There's only one way to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pones N Stuff. Season 6 wasn't the kindest to Rainbow Dash, as Newbie Dash negated 6 years of development and growth. While 28 pranks later and Top Bolt tried their best, they didn't help rebuild my already broken trust in this character. However, I always look forward to her episodes given the quality they've had in the past. I may not be the biggest fan of Rainbow Dash out there, and the testament to that is the fact I stuck her on my top 10 worst character list a few months ago. But when I look at the episode catalogue and what focuses with her as a main protagonist, there are a lot of episodes featuring her that I really enjoy. Sonic Rainboom, Full Weather Friends, Tanks for the Memories, Wonderbolt's Academy, May the Best Pet Win, and of course the already alluded to Top Bolt. All of those got above a B on the rating scale, so when I look at what Rainbow Dash can give, my relationship with her may not be rosy, but I know her episodes, for the most part, bar a few, are very, very good. So logically you can expect that my anticipation, my hype, were going to be higher than usual. But thankfully, my faith in the character and the quality of her storytelling was justified. This is in part due to how well both Hot Hoof and Windy Whistle, her parents, were written. With their adoration for their daughter feeling so genuine and pure, they were the most adorable cinnamon rolls imaginable, which made hating them incredibly difficult. But on the other flip side, however, it was easy to understand where Rainbow Dash's own irritances with them could stem from. It was easily relatable on both sides, with proud parents and resenting child, meaning it was heartwarming and overbearing, but not in a way that it could stir negative feeling and create a lot of tension along the way, which was lovely. To see Scootaloo be the driving force behind this episode was nice, balancing things by adding in her own interpretation to proceedings, as she fangirled more than Twilight has ever done around books and studying. It gave the relationship dynamics between the characters vibrancy and realism to where, in all fairness, I felt more emotion coursing through me than I did last week. And that was an episode called Forever Feels by Equestria Daily, for God's sake. It helped build tension gradually, and then when suddenly you needed a great blow-off for it all, it happened, as all that tension came out with superb character development and continuity all coming through in a massive battering ram to ensure that we remembered the impact of this episode and what its story gave to us. And speaking of which, it might have been quite slow, but just like the last episode, when you have to set up 2 characters you don't know, supplementing one we know with buckets about them, is quite an achievement to ensure that it worked quite well. It balanced comedy and drama with precision, and a number of small and large conflicts that gave it heart and soul and a sense of purpose that some of Season 7's episodes have been lacking since it started. It had depth and character that hasn't been rivaled by many this season, and helped benefit every character, so no time was wasted in anything. It all came together alongside some brilliant voice acting to really make the story of parental understanding and learning really tug at the heartstrings, all while making you laugh your head off in equal measure. This episode, much like Forever Philly last week, plays with an established character and adds elements to their personality. Last time out, Rarity ended up having her nostalgic memory tested beyond all belief, and this time Rainbow Dash's past was picked over with such a big fine-toothed comb. It showcased a sympathetic and understated side to her backstory, which, for me, I have to commend because it made her personality come full circle. It gave reason, purpose and meaning behind a lot of her personality traits and how she acts in her temperament and attitude. Which means a lot of the negatives I have towards the character, thanks to this, can be eased. Which is an amazing accomplishment for an episode that I really didn't think was going to achieve too much. And it shows what a sublime job this episode has done. And that is saying something. The message, which was centered around the understanding of unconditional love and how it can affect those you care about, was so carefully executed that it hit all the right levels. It took Scootaloo's desire to want the attention to make Rainbow understand what the attention has done for her, all while making her parents aware of it enough to not cause her any issues. It coursed through this episode like blood in the heart, from the beginning to the end of it, and helped substantiate the simple story and give it more body than I could have ever imagined. It was also helped by the abundance and extraordinary facial expressions, and of course the character designs of Bo and Wendy themselves, along with some lovely transitions in the private event scene, giving this episode some lovely visual clout that really brought it together with some nicely placed and executed musical cues that, unlike last week's episode, didn't overwhelm the scenes at all. However, the animation and music could have been more pronounced and eclectic given the new characters and scenarios, and as this was a slice of life story with a lot to tell, there wasn't much time or space for them, meaning what we got in facial expressions and musical subtlety shouldn't be taken for granted, much like Bo and Wendy's affection. I also have to give credit to the CMCs and the Wonderbolts for being supportive friends in their minor roles, backing their respective main character in this episode to ensure all was kept on the straight and narrow. There isn't much more that I can say about this episode, really, because it came across so well that finding legitimate flaws with its structure proved very difficult to do, and I was worried going into it that the overbearing reactions from Bo and Wendy would cause me to hate this episode through hating them, but through some superb writing and storytelling for all the characters involved, hating them became the least of my worries, as they and the episode won my heart quite convincingly. It had depth, meaning, and development the likes of which only a few of this show's episodes can match, and was filled with heartwarming and contrastingly heart-wrenching moments that resonated with me greatly, making it a brilliant watching experience. Sure, the music and animation weren't firing on all cylinders, but it allowed the story, writing, and message to sing their loudest and be the shining stars of what has been quite a superb episode. It was so well balanced and executed with amazing finesse that Fluttershy Leans In could only dream of being so good. I couldn't have asked for more, really, and while it may not have been perfect, it was definitely the surprise of the season thus far. Overall, Parental Glideance scored a total of 21 out of 25, which is an A-, and as a result, is the second best of the season behind All Bottled Up. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. After 7 long years of her ever-changing character being thrown in my face, and after many near misses, Rainbow Dash has finally achieved an A-graded episode, and I am so happy that this was the one to do it, because, ladies and gentlemen, it was ridiculously good. It was amazing. So well structured, so well balanced, so well told and written. It was great. And it took her parents to make me realise that Rainbow Dash isn't such a bad character after all, and to have that attitude of mind changed after so long should be a testament to how good this episode is. And on top of that, it's not just Rainbow Dash's magnum opus, but Scootaloo's as well, because I haven't seen an episode with her as the main protagonist that's gotten even close to this level. And it just shows this episode is a very good one, and why it's the surprise of the season. It shattered my expectations and threw the cat amongst the pigeons. Well, we're hoping the next episode, which features the CMCs and Big Macintosh at the head, can hopefully achieve this rating. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we've had 2 good episodes in a row here. I want this run to keep going. I want Season 7 to keep delivering this kind of quality. Because we've had 2 A-graded episodes thus far. Keep it going. After that decline we had before Forever Philly, things are starting to pick up again, and I couldn't be happier. Let's hope next week's proves to be just as good. I have been Freddie Thomas, you've been people watching, this has been another episode of Pones N Stuff for the CC Network, and I will see you all next time. This is in part due to how well Bo Hothoof and Windy Whistle, her parents, were written. With their adoration for their daughter feeling so genuine and pure, they were the most adorable Cinnaron roles imagined. Cinnaron? What the fuck is Cinnaron? I'm not a bloody Chinese guy from fucking South Park. Fuck this shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.